Hello everyone, welcome to this preview for Windows on the World. This preview goes onto our Odyssey channel and our YouTube channel and on Facebook as well, where we are pretty much hidden. I found out today that my Facebook profile is pretty impossible to find. So if you can find it, well done. They won't even let me have my own name on there. Tonight though, or in our latest show, we're going to be talking about the reinterpretation of law by the global mafia, which has gone largely unnoticed, except by those, of course, who have been singled out already, including the innocent and the righteous. We are going to get a bit biblical tonight because we're going to be talking about something which started in the Bible and has now been usurped and turned upside down. This is what the global mafia have done. The new interpretation of the rainbow has been everywhere. It has been inverted and used not for the promise of an apocalypse-free future, but for the new global system of technocracy and the subversion of minds. There are some that still think the rule of law exists. We're going to get into that in this show, which is available at windowsontheworld.net right now on the live shows page. So the show is already uploaded. Please go and have a look. The new covenant with God, that's what we're going to be talking about. Unlike the old one, it needs to appear, and very quickly. This must now be in the minds of those who have kept their minds despite the indoctrination and abuse. The story of the post-flood covenant and its symbol has been turned upside down. That's what this show is all about. The rainbow needs to be reclaimed. The apocalypse has been redefined by the global mafia. We're going to get into all that in this show. These subversions and symbols being subverted are extremely important, because once you know what the global action plan is, you'll get a bit of a shiver down your spine. Then you'll feel really like doing something about it, hopefully. And that's what these shows are about. We're going to be concentrating mainly on solutions. And I really enjoyed talking to Richie Allen during the week. It was great to be on there again because we have a great rapport now. And it was really interesting just having a random conversation, which we kind of pushed into the directions it went into. Of course, I always like to mention communitarianism because it's so important and no one's really talking about it. So once we define these terms and know what they really are and know what they really mean, then we realize that you can't have any such thing as collective rights. All rights come from the rights of an individual, maybe within a collective. So, yes, it's great that people are tuning in. I haven't got my camera on tonight because it's not very bright in this place that I'm in. So I think it's better you have the kind of rather sinister looking talking photograph. Someone said last week it does look a bit sinister, but it doesn't mean that it is sinister. It just means that I've turned the camera off. Hi, Mark. Thanks for all the info. That's great. Top man. Jackie, hi Mark, hi Jackie. Yeah, great to see a few of you on here. This is very spontaneous. The show's already uploaded, but the show will explore all this and more. The end time scenario where everything has been inverted and used against those, of course, who accept infiltration without question. And we got into that the other day. Without infiltration and without the acceptance of infiltration, none of this would have been possible. And the UK has been well and truly infiltrated, especially, of course, since the big society of 2010, which I talked about on Richie's show the other day. Have a listen to that, but also go back into our archive. You'll find articles on Windows on the World like Big Society Change Agents, which were written in 2014, and everyone's now going, well, we didn't ask them to close the roads. Why are we living in a smart gulag? Well, I was telling them about it in 2014 because all of the agencies to bring in the change are named in that article, and all the agents of change are already in place, of course. So, Belfast in the house. That's great. Facebook has banned me from watching any live broadcasts, says Steve Jolly. Presumably, it's worried I might write a dangerous comment. Well, thing is, Steve, that Facebook absolutely shadow bans most of my stuff. In fact, somebody was looking for me on Facebook today while I was there because they wanted to send me a message, and you can't find me on there. So anyone who finds me, well done. Not that I get any engagement or pleasure or satisfaction over Facebook. Sometimes I used to pick up a few kind of interesting articles here and there. But we're going to be talking in this show anyway about the global mafia, about how independent journalists are being trashed and jumped upon. We're going to be talking a little bit in the beginning of the show about the freelance journalist Craig Murray, who's now been sentenced to 8 months in prison for basically doing what the national press have been doing. And I go into that and the hypocrisy of that and how people use qualified privilege to basically slander the public and get away with it. I've been slandered by the Live Group PLC, who regularly demonize members of the public who they want the collective to attack because they're not part of the narrative. Of course, this is all written by these change agents who are not really journalists, who've been mentored into the sustainable development goals. But basically, we're also going to mention that Sky News Australia has actually had videos removed. A spokesman, it said, told The Guardian it did not allow content that denies the existence of COVID-19 or which encouraged people to use hydroxychloroquine or ivermectin to treat or prevent the virus. It says neither has been proven to be effective against COVID. Now, can you see where this is going? Because both of those in independent tests have been proven to be very effective. This is absolutely tyrannical. And within the next 12 to 18 months, we're going to find attacks on journalists. So I would suggest to anybody who's putting their own stuff out, be very careful of libel. Do not name anybody who may be slandered, libeled through what you are putting out. Be very careful what you put out. Craig Murray was quite careful, but he's actually been done on the premise that people may have guessed who he was talking about. Now, this is rather unprecedented. But it said Sky News Australia, they've had these videos taken down, said it had found old videos that did not comply with YouTube's policies and took its commitment to meeting editorial and community expectations seriously. But it denied any of its hosts had ever denied the existence of COVID-19. Well, I've never heard that on there. Yeah, millions of Australians are currently in lockdown to prevent the spread of the contagious Delta variant. It goes on. But yeah, we're going to get into all that and more on tonight's show, which is already uploaded. I haven't got much to say apart from that because I've had a very busy time just putting this together. And I think the show actually flows really nicely. But the UN system is at war with us. The UN system is at war. We're going to get into all that, the biblical meaning of the rainbow and how it's been usurped, which is absolutely fascinating, by the way. So do have a look just for that. And yes, of course, we've got the usual flood of information in that show. But yes, the rainbow cult and its tyranny, the meanings have been reversed. The common good is the death of the natural source. The inversion of everything is now all there is. Only those who are strong in faith and truth will live. So make sure, everybody out there, you live purposefully. And that purpose has to be focused now and on exposing the enemy at every opportunity, because we need to be wise and survive. The time earmarked by the global mafia for the completion of this plan is 2025. Aim to survive, because you, dear listener, are needed for the sake of the future. So do check out the show at windowsontheworld.net, and I'll be back during the week with more. There will be some very interesting uploads coming your way soon. Please subscribe to us on Spreaker, which you can do at windowsontheworld.net on the homepage. Please subscribe to us on Odyssey, because we've had so much removed from YouTube. We've got community strikes on there. So subscribe to us on Odyssey, where we put our Sunday shows. Our Sunday shows do go on Odyssey, but not onto YouTube. And also, we have a Discord channel for people who want to get into a little bit of conversation and maybe planning. So do have a listen to the show, everybody. I'll be back soon. I've got some more of these to upload, by the way, because I'm going to put out some of these short shows and uploads as in the reference to articles that I've got on the website, which is so relevant to what people are talking about now. And some of these articles were written years ago, so I'm going to update them and put them into the present and put that information out where it's easy to listen to. So thanks a lot, everybody, and good night. Jackie says, where are the links? Of course, I just said windowsontheworld.net homepage. You will find the link to the live shows page, windowsontheworld.net live shows. It's up there. It's already uploaded, along with our huge archive, our absolutely huge archive, which goes back years, and our huge archive on windowsontheworld.net also in the show archive on the front page, and the articles. Go through there. You'll find some fascinating stuff, and it all links together into one big tapestry of what the globalists are really up to. Also, we've got a free books page. Go to the free books page. You can download things like Rules for Radicals by Saul Alinsky. Learn the 13 rules for radicals, because they're used against you by every local authority and by every change agent in the business. So yeah, you can download a lot of free books there. Do help us out on PayPal and Patreon if you can, and do support the independent journalist, because there aren't many of us left. Thanks a lot, everybody. And yeah, thanks, Jason. And thanks, Jackie. You've got it then. That's great. Okay, that's just the people I can see in chat. And thanks to everybody else who is there. And Jackie says, this is the first time you've popped up on my notifications. Well, there's a first time for everything. And most people say that they've never seen it on Facebook. It certainly doesn't come up. Hardly anyone seems to see this on Facebook, but it only goes to Facebook because I pay for this platform called StreamYard, which puts it on there. So thanks a lot, everybody. Hope you enjoy the show, and email me, send me stuff, and get involved in our Discord server. Thanks a lot, everyone, and good night.